Alrighty, guys, so here we are again. Different day, same grind. This time we're going to be talking Cloak and Dagger, specifically Episode 4, Call and Response. But before we get into that, I'd like to thank all my new subscribers. We are now 86 strong, 14 away from the first 100. Hashtag the first 100 in the comment section down below. With all that being said, let's get to what I thought of the episode. I thought this was a good episode. I'll give it an A-. It was on the bottom scale of good. There was a lot of scenes and a lot of things said that didn't seem natural, and it didn't seem to flow within the context of the scene and what was happening. And I really hope that they correct this later in the season, because it was completely unnecessary, and some of the things that were said didn't seem real. Like a real person wouldn't say that. But I want to start with the positives. So let's start at the very beginning. Olivia Holt and Aubrey Johnson, sorry his name blanked on me for a second there. They have shown that they have great chemistry together. They can work together really well as Tyrone and Tandy. These were no extra special effects, no visions, no flashes, no underlying metaphors. It was Tyrone and Tandy in a room talking. We had seen that previously with them in the cemetery, and then the car scene where he pops up in front of her. But this was full-fledged, it's just them. And they played it really well. The dialogue flowed really well in the church scenes. And I think it was a good showing of what these two characters can bring outside of the action and the visions and all that other stuff. Another scene, listen here. This is gonna bring sadness to my heart a little bit. If you guys had watched my previous reviews, you know that Evita was my new favorite side character. She was a ride or die for Tyrone. She was doing everything that this man needed. And now, when this episode, after the first church scene, and we had Tandy talking to Greg, I'm going to tell you guys this. Greg instantly became my new favorite side character in that brief interaction they had where she's trying to check him on being a con man. You're just here to do this and this to my mom, X, Y, and Z. And he puts her in her place like, you're a con woman. Don't come at me like that. I saw what was in your bag. And then she still is skeptical about him, so she tries to do her little hope vision flash on him. And she saw that he had good intentions. He wanted to marry the mom. He wanted Tandy to be like a daughter to him. He wanted to be in their life permanently, not as this come and go married man adulterer type figure. And I think that really put her in her place. And you guys know how I feel about Tandy. She's kind of a sketchy character. So I really appreciated Greg coming at her straight up, no nonsense. But as you guys know, spoilers, they got rid of my favorite character, my new favorite side character, Greg. Right when I start liking him, you guys pop him with the pistol. And speaking on that scene, that was another great moment. I did not expect that at all. I'm thinking Greg was leaving. I didn't know where the episode was going with that. So I see him, he's doing whatever he's doing. And then he's pointing to, I guess, the water cooler for the lady to put the water cooler thing in. She drops it. She pulls a pistol and pops him quick. She popped him with the quickness. I was like, dang, Greg, you couldn't even fight back? Like, she shot him so quick. It was crazy, but that was a great scene. My heart kind of dropped a little bit because that was my new favorite side character. I should have known something was fishy when they let him come at Tandy like that. But moving on to another great thing. We had Tyrone with his dad, and I think this was an important scene. I wish we would have got a flash of him for his fears. I feel like that was a moment they missed. It would have been great to see the dad's fears, but we did learn some new information about the brother and just the dad's background, what a spy boy is, just some of his roots. And the beadwork was a nice, and I think, don't quote me on this, I think we just saw Tyrone's new hoodie cloak costume thing, since Tandy is refusing. She is absolutely refusing to give this man back the hoodie that he got from his brother. So I guess he's never getting that back. Maybe it wouldn't fit him. But he has this new little like hooded cloak thing he's going to get. And it seems like he's going to finish the beadwork on that. I'm not sure when we'll get it. Maybe mid-season. What is that? Episode 8, Episode 9, depending on how long this thing is going to run. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. I thought that was a very good setup for that to be his future costume. As well as getting some type of, what is the word I'm looking for? Some type of relationship, some connection, some dialogue between the father and the son, Tyrone and his dad. Moving on to the next great thing I liked. Is there another great thing I liked, or is it all downside from there? I don't want to say this is a downtime, but I am going to end on this. This is where I think this may be my only negative, and it really took me out of the episode here. The final church scene between Tyrone and Tandy. They get into a brief argument. She alludes to wanting to commit suicide. Tyrone instantly is like, "What the heck is wrong with you?" And they get into a exchange or a heated argument. And Tyrone says, "Check your privilege." What? At first I was like, what does he mean, check your privilege? And she meant like white privilege. I was thinking, what are you talking about? Who talks like this? And he starts going on and on about how your life's not that bad, when if you look at her life, maybe it's not the worst it could be, but it's pretty bad compared to yours, man. You're living in a nice cushy house and you have a nice room, nice parents that go to work for you. That, like, come on, man. Like, it seemed out of line, and it seemed not real for that moment. Like, she's telling her life is not that bad. Don't consider killing yourself. Check your privilege. And then they went into the, everywhere I go, I'm looked at as a thug or a gang member or whatever. And he starts going into this narrative pushing. And I understand what's going on in the world today, whatever. But I feel like if you're going to be political, that was not the moment to get political. And she was not the person to get political with. Because it did not flow well. It just, right when he said, check your privilege, you should have known the episode would go left. She said, my privilege? I was shocked too. When she said my privilege, I was saying my privilege as well. Like, is this dude seriously talking to her about white privilege right now when she's squatting in a church? I feel like that was not the time to push your agenda. And I hope that they do not continue to do this. Otherwise, it was a great episode. Just don't do this anymore. I understand that a cop killed his father, and I understand how you're trying to make him more relatable to the current times, but please do not do this anymore. Do not have this man say, check your privilege to anybody else. That's my quick little rant. Great episode, guys. I do suggest you check it out. If you haven't checked it out, you shouldn't probably be watching this video, but I hope you do go check it out. This is a great show. It just had a little slip up in episode 4. Hopefully we can get back on track in episode 5. With all that being said, guys, like the video if you like the video. Dislike the video if you dislike the video. And subscribe. This is the one and only place for the most original superhero takes.